Hey there everyone. So today I'll be reviewing one of my absolute favorite graphic novels. This is called the Eternaut, and in case you haven't heard of it, it's hailed as one of the best graphic novels written in the 21st century, and it's an Argentinian one. It's been translated from Argentinian to English, and this format that I have here is by far, in my opinion, one of the best formats to own this book in. So if you notice, this is basically a slipcase. I'll go into the back so that you can go through the blurb as well. So this is based out of Buenos Aires, and so that's the blurb. You can pause it there and read it if you want. And so as you can see, this is like a cardboard slipcase, and this quality is it's cardboard quality, supposed to reflect that era, in my opinion. So let me just take this out of the. It's difficult to do with one hand because I'm holding the stand for the camera with one hand. So let me just try to get that out. Okay, this getting a bit tedious. Yeah. So yeah, there you have it. So a very interesting thing about this book is, so you notice this. So like, this is see-through, and this is the actual hardcover, and that is just a cover on top of the cover of the book, you see, and this is see-through. So they made a very interesting thing here. It's supposed to reflect the suit worn by the main protagonist in this book. So I'll not give away the plot of this book, but if you go on to Goodreads, you'll see that it's about a scientist and a few of his friends who get trapped in their house when an alien invasion occurs, and what happens after that. So this is the main protagonist of the book. The book has attained cult status in Argentina, where it was actually written, and it's on as the blurb says, it's on everything from posters to propaganda posters to general pop culture references and so on. So this is written by Hector Germain Osterheld and drawn by Francisco Solano Lopez. So says here, the navigator of eternity. So that is why he's called Eternaut. But the story starts off as this guy who comes into a writer's, he materializes into a writer's home, here you see in this panel, and then he starts narrating as to what happens in his life. So as you can see here, the artwork is very clean, and the format of the book, in my opinion, captures the artwork very well. It's written in the in comics format, the general comics format that you see in newspaper strips, and it's a fairly thick book. Like, you can see that, fairly thick, and a beautiful book. So the plot is slow. Let's say it doesn't go right into the details or action. It's slow, but it develops very well, and in my opinion, it captures the essence of what might happen if we are stranded all of a sudden and attacked by things that we cannot see, and we never know what they are, and how a very advanced life form might take to an invasion of Earth, and what we might do in order to counter it. So yeah, that's the book, and the binding is very well. It's the usual cloth binding that you can see. So it seems that I have something here. Okay, let's leave that be. So, did not notice this before. Anyways, so yeah, so that's about the storyline, and the artwork does have a lot of fantastical things to it, or rather sci-fi if you want to categorize it in that way. But in my opinion, the facts hold up well, though they are a little different than anything that you might expect in today's culture. Are the references actually hold up pretty well in my opinion, even today, although the book was written about 50 years ago. And yeah, so that's about it. So that's Osterheld. Let me just zoom in, and then we have a short bio on Francisco Solano Lopez. And then there's translators, and so just close the book. This is such a big book that it's actually pretty difficult to handle, but it's a joy to own in my opinion. It's really a great collector's value hardback, one of the best collector's value hardback in fact in my collection. And as always, if you have any questions, any query, any suggestions, feel free to mail. And yeah, happy reading.